which is good, but we need to cut the grass. So I wanted to show you what I got at the store for $42.59. So I was able to pick up a loaf of enriched bread for 98 cents. The potatoes were $2.67. The mushrooms were $1.58. The 3 pounds of bag of onions were $2.94. This is cilantro. That was 48 cents a bunch. The carrots was $1.68. The green onions were 48 cents for a bunch, and I just got one bunch. These, after the 25% discount, were $6.31. Cheddar cheese smoked sausage. Last time I bought the jalapeno, and I didn't want to make that mistake again. They were $1.99 each after the 50-cent coupon a piece. The milk, $3.47 for a gallon, and this chili con queso dip, $2.08. I'm sorry I didn't finish my sentence. It's been disgusting the whole summer, but it's been raining a lot, which is good. But you can see we're all suffering. Anyway, the Beneful's was $16.48. So I had some idea what I already had at home and what I needed to buy before I went to the grocery store. The cilantro and the green onions were extra. The mushrooms were extra. But everything else I kind of needed. And I will show you why in a minute. This is the chicken that I just bought. And I am going to put it on this aluminum foil. Sometimes I trim the excess fat, and I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. It just depends on what the chicken looks like. And I always smell my chicken. I know this one is like, this one got cut off or something. You should always, I know it's obvious, but you should always smell your food. And I have to kind of put it right up to my nose without touching my nose because I don't have the greatest olfactory detection system. I don't know. I always say I don't have the greatest sniffer because my husband can smell things faster and from a farther away distance and than I can. He'll be like, "Ooh, do you smell that?" And I don't smell it, and then later, like, 5 minutes later, I might smell it, but not as strong as him. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and an infant. So I'm going to put salt and pepper on these, and I will be right back. So I'm just going to rub the salt in. And I'm not going to pepper this side of the meat. I think that would be a waste of pepper. And to be honest, I might not even pepper this skin. I think salt will be enough. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in a 375-degree oven for about 45 minutes. But I'll set the timer for 35 minutes, and then I'll check it. I'll look at the color, and I'll test it with a meat thermometer to see if I need to add more time. And another reason I'm just going to add salt is sometimes I do use the chicken fat in my dog's food. And I also use it to roast potatoes. And if it has a lot of extra seasoning, I might not be able to do those things. Now it's still preheating, but I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. There we go. Alright, this is what Mama likes to see. Now, I may have left them in there a little bit too long, according to the temperature, but I don't think that this temperature will damage the meat. I'm not sure. If you know for sure, let me know in the comments. But I do like the color of the skin. So, we will not be eating the skin. The dogs will be eating the skin. I will save the fat and the juice for roasting potatoes. It's not free fat. I paid for the fat. So we can't really say that. I have not been saving my chicken bones, I know. But my freezer's it needs to be defrosted again. But I think I'm going to start saving the chicken bones, starting with these. So it's 3 o'clock. I'm watching YouTube right now. I'm going to let these cool off a little bit because I need them to cool off so that I can take the meat off the bones, because I'm going to use the meat in the recipes. And yep, I will show you one of the recipes I use the meat in next. Alright, so this is the chicken meat that I'm going to use tonight, and there are 3 adults going to be eating. This is the chicken fat, along with, I do throw these like end pieces in there because the dogs can chew them and digest them, and they're full of like cartilage, and I think that's probably good for them. And then, I'm sorry, I have a fly. There are 3 bags. You can see that's pretty full. I tried to fill them with about the same amount of chicken meat that I'm going to put in the refrigerator for future meals. And then this, you see the solid fat down there, that was already in the refrigerator. It wasn't very old. This is the fat that I poured off of here, and there is a little bit, you can see probably if you look close, there is a little bit of fat left, but I will just use that in tonight's dinner. So this is what I got out of $6 of chicken meat, and now I'm going to show you what I'm going to make tonight. Okay, so if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know what I'm going to make. And if you already knew just by seeing these ingredients what I'm going to make, leave me a comment below and let me know. I'm not going to use these chicken legs tonight. They were left over from last night. I made chicken legs, Spanish rice, and black beans, which I had the black beans in the freezer already. So I am going to make a dish called King Ranch casserole, and I do this often with my leftovers from Taco Tuesday. So today's Wednesday, and I did not have the ingredients for tacos, so I didn't make tacos. I made chicken legs, but everything else was Hispanic inspired. So I'm going to use, and so say I did have tacos last night, I might not want to have another Hispanic inspired meal tonight. That's fine. You can make it and put it in the refrigerator and have it Thursday night, or you can make it and put it in the refrigerator and have it freezer, and then have it as a freezer meal. So I'm going to use a few of these tortillas. I'm probably only going to use half of this. I'm going to use a whole can of diced tomatoes because I don't have any garden tomatoes. And I might use all of the rice. I'm not sure. I might save a little bit to go with the legs. But I'm probably going to use all of the beans. But we will see. So let me show you how I assemble it. This is the dip that I bought. I'm just going to put some of that right on top. You can also put salsa if you have it. I'm going to leave this out in case anybody wants more. And yep, I'm going to go eat. No, it doesn't look all that appetizing, but it's going to taste delicious. Hi friends, so you'll have to excuse the way I look. I have a really bad headache. I've had it, this is the second day in a row that I've had it. I'm also feeling kind of allergic right now. Don't know why, what's up with that, but anyway, tonight we are going to make chicken Alfredo. So let's get started. So one thing I've been trying to keep on hand lately is just some Alfredo pasta sauce, because you can do a lot with this. So I already had this. It was part of my pantry, my pantry stock, what I keep in the pantry. So this is the chicken fat that you saw earlier. I'm going to use this to fry my onions. So for 3 people, I went ahead and added all the mushrooms. I was thinking about saving out half, and I could have saved out like a third, but I just thought, no, let's just go ahead and add them all. So that is this whole package of mushrooms. So this is the I guess you could call it chicken stock that was left over, and of course this is the fat, and I'm going to use some of this tonight, if not all of it, and I'm going to go ahead and use this garden rotini instead of spaghetti because I have chicken spaghetti in the refrigerator with a red sauce, and I would just rather use the rotini. And this is something else that I try to get a few, 2 or 3 extra, especially right now with the price of everything going up and up and up and up. These are still about $1 a box, so I went ahead and bought some extra. And so these 2 things I had already had in my pantry. So those things I already had in my pantry that I had bought just to stock my pantry. And so I guess that's a tip I would give you. If you have some extra dollars, $5, $10 extra, buy a few things just to stock your pantry. And when you need a quick and easy meal like I need tonight because of my head, actually Mark and Kate are off, but they could have cooked, but Mark mowed today and I didn't want him to have to cook, and Kate spent the day cleaning her room. I didn't want her to have to cook because she is working as a vet tech now, and she has her old job still, so she has 2 jobs, and she doesn't have very much time off. And her vet tech job, her days are 12 hours, so I didn't want her to have to cook either. So this is a nice, quick, and easy meal, and I suggest that you, if you can, like if you're not allergic to any of the ingredients, some people are, that you go ahead and stock up on some red sauce, Alfredo sauce, and pasta. So I'm getting to the end here of my garlic, big huge thing of garlic that I got from Sam's, and I'm going to throw that in there, and that should be good. And don't worry, it's not going to burn because I'm about to put in my chicken and my Alfredo sauce. Hi, Tiggy. You're the only one talking. You're the only one talking right now. Max, out of the kitchen. Out. Thank you. So I have some leftover bread that I'm going to, hang on, let me get it out. Pretty, I guess, not fresh, but it'll be okay when I put it on the griddle. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of not French bread. This would actually be good for French toast. But I'm going to go ahead and make some garlic bread. So I did cook all the pasta, and it's right there. And I'm going to dump it into there. I'm going to dump it in stages because I might not want to put it all in there. And then I turned on, the griddle to get these warm. So this is the chicken Alfredo, and I didn't put all the pasta in there. I have that much left. But that'll be fine. It'll be good for, I don't know, pasta salad maybe. But yeah, it doesn't look that appetizing, but, and then I'm going to put some of this on the bread. Not sure if I'm going to add garlic or not. I'm starting to feel, it's 6 o'clock, starting to feel a little lazy now, I guess. So this is the messy reality. That's Kate's. Ooh, that's a little close there, darling. That's Mark's and that's mine. And we're gonna go eat. So, friends, I'm tired of looking at this mess. Maybe this doesn't seem like a mess to you, but I'm just not happy. This just makes me feel... So when I look at the spices, I just feel like I don't have a handle on what I actually have because it's just all thrown in there. And then it also just looks bad to me. So I think I found a way to solve that. I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but let me show you. So you guys know I'm frugal. And I mean, I haven't been shopping a whole lot lately, partly because it's too hot to get in the car and go somewhere. It's been in the hundreds, over 100, and it's just too hot. So yeah, this would have been better to find a deal like this at a thrift store, but I mean, you might be able to find a deal like this at the thrift store. But that would be like once in a lifetime opportunity, right? So I bought these from Amazon. I think they were around $20. I'll link them below. And you can see this one came dirty. This has a bit of a dent on the lid. Can you see that? I don't know how that would have happened, but it's no big deal. But this also has a bit of a dent right there. You can see that. See that? So I'm not going to complain about that because I don't need a whole new set, because they would probably want to send me a whole new set, and I don't need a whole new set. And I don't know anyone else who needs 48 spice jars. This was the best deal I could find. So, and I did want square ones because they stack easier. I mean, they fit beside of each other easier than round bottles, and it looks nicer. Now, I don't know how well this chalk marker is going to work. And I don't know how well these labels are going to work, but I'm going to give them a try. But the first thing I'm going to do is take off all the lids and put these in warm soapy water and wash them. So these are my spices, and I filled all but 9 jars. So I didn't realize I have this many different ones, but I do, and so I'm okay with how they turned out. They're not perfect, so if you're a perfectionist and you expect all the labels to be perfect, you're gonna have to sit down with a ruler and. But I did the best I could without using a ruler and doing all that. I thought about putting the salt and pepper in one of these, but I think the holes might be too big. What do you guys think? So, I just wanted to show you that before I got started with dinner. Let me know what you think. Do you have gone to all that trouble? It was a lot of work, but I think it looks much better. So, I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like a lot of frugal people have leftover mashed potatoes. It could just be me. I could just be an avid potato lover, but I frequently have half a bag of peas and carrots and leftover mashed potatoes. Now, you guys saw that I bought two of these. I haven't put one in the freezer yet because I don't know if I'll use it this week or not. So they're both in the fridge. But tonight I'm going to show you like a version of shepherd's pie using the sausage instead of hamburger meat, because beef prices where I live right now are kind of out of control. So I could buy a pound of hamburger meat. I think it's around $3.50 or $4. And this is 12 ounces, so not quite a pound, and this was $1.99 after the 50-cent coupon. So much more economical. So I'm going to cut the sausage up into small pieces, throw the mixed vegetables in there. I thought about adding an onion, but I don't think I will. And then I will show you how I put this all together. So I'm glad I showed cutting this off camera. I think it was my knife, but cutting through this was not real easy. So I'm just going to warm this up because I mean the cheese is going to melt, but I wanted to tell you guys that when you're cooking meals that don't have a lot of ingredients, or you're cooking low budget, like the cheddar cheese sausage was the same as the regular sausage. So, same amount of money. So, I went ahead and went for the more flavor. Of course, you have to take into consideration your own taste and if you have allergies and, things like that. But I did want to mention it. I know a lot of frugal channels mention that. Go ahead and get things with spice if it's the same amount of money as you would to get them plain, because that's one less thing you have to pay for. So I'm going to let this heat up, and then I'm going to throw this in a colander and throw some water over it and throw this in there. So I went ahead, you hear Mark in the background washing the dishes. I went ahead and put them in these little individual Pyrex serving dishes, the same thing I use usually to make chicken pot pie. I don't know if you can see about how big that is. And then I'm warming the mashed potatoes up also because they are kind of clumpy. And I'm not sure if I'll use all the mashed potatoes. That's better. They're more spreadable like this. But I probably will. If not, I'm going to freeze the rest, because twice now I've had mashed potatoes go bad on me in the refrigerator. And we don't want to be wasting food, especially not right now with the prices of food. So I'll show you what they look like when I'm done. So I thought instead of turning on the big oven and heating it up and heating the whole house up, I would just throw these in my toaster oven, which is disgustingly dirty, I know. And then after they come out, I'm going to gently place, not throw, some of this cheese on the top. And I went ahead and put the fork marks in it, even though you won't be able to see it because of the cheese, but I don't know, I'll know they're there. So this is what it looks like I'm sure it'll taste delicious. That's what it looks like. So if this is not enough to eat for Mark or I, we do have leftovers. We have the King Ranch chicken leftovers. We also have some cake that I made, but you could serve this with a salad and bread if you have it. We don't happen to have that right now, but you could. Tonight it is Monday and American Labor Day, so happy Labor Day. I used half of the carrots that I bought, and I'm going to start my chicken soup, so I just wanted to show you guys that. This is, I think, my third bag of chicken that I'm using. I'm just going to cut it up and then reserve it and put it in my chicken soup later. Okay, so I cooked my carrots and I didn't put any salt in the water. I'm going to use a package of this HEB soup mix noodle soup chicken broth. I'm going to use the rest of this chicken stock, I guess you could call it. The leftover noodles that we had the other day. I wanted to put some green beans in here, but I have a big industrial size can. I just don't feel like messing with it tonight. So, yep, let's get all this stuff into the pot. Hi, Tandy. Are you happy? So, after tasting this, it needed a little seasoning. So, I added some chicken bouillon, and I do get the big, if I could afford it, I get the big container because it's cheaper per ounce. So, carrots make things really sweet. It's not my favorite flavor in chicken soup, the sweetness. So I'm going to put some pepper in here. And you probably don't need a whole lot, so I'm going to start out with a 1/4 teaspoon. So that was nice. That's nice. It'll also help Mark's throat because he's not feeling well. He did test himself for COVID. He does not have COVID. So I juiced a lemon, and I'm going to strain it in here into the chicken broth. To the chicken soup. So yeah, I added some lemon juice just to kind of try and get rid of that sweet flavor. And also I like the flavor of lemon juice in chicken soup. So this just has to warm through because everything's cooked. I cooked the carrots, the chicken was already cooked, the pasta's already cooked. Kate and I went to into Corpus today, and we did stop by HEB, and I did get a loaf of French bread, and it was $1. So if you don't have French bread, you could also just eat your soup with saltines. That's what we did growing up. But yeah, I just felt like having bread because it's kind of, I don't know, kind of gloomy and rainy today. So I'm not going to eat right now because I'm not hungry. But Mark is going to ladle up some soup, and he's going to have tea and some bread. And that is tonight's dinner. Hi friends. So it is Wednesday, September the 7th, and it's 5:15. I think Mark's working until 8, and Kate is working till 6:45, but I'm going to go ahead and start dinner because I'm hungry. So this is my last packet of chicken, and you're probably wondering, what are you going to make with it, Leila? I am going to make stir fry over rice. So this is a good budget frugal menu because you can use pretty much basically anything that you have in your refrigerator or freezer as far as vegetables. You know, you can probably, I might not use Brussels sprouts, but and I wouldn't personally use corn, but pretty much anything else you can use. I happen to have a bag of frozen vegetables, and I hope you don't think that's cheating, because I didn't purchase it when I made my grocery haul. But being an established house with an established pantry and freezer, I just tend to have things in my freezer and pantry that I can grab for that I don't necessarily have to have had bought in the shopping trip that, like, for instance, that you saw. But if I didn't have this bag of vegetables, I would use the carrots that I bought, the other half of the bag of the carrots. I would use one of the onions. I would use some of the garlic that I had in my fridge. And I don't know. I think that's about all I could use. So I'm going to chop the chicken. I will show you the bag of vegetables, and I'm just going to serve it over rice, white rice, which you also saw. You didn't see because I didn't buy any rice, but I always tend to have rice. And I also have some freezers in the cashew. I also have some cashews in the freezer, which you will see. You have to excuse me. I have another headache. I've had it since I woke up. I think I've narrowed it down. I think it has to do with my eyes. So I'm dealing with a headache right now, and I've been hungry all day. Ringing ears, headache, hungry all day. But anyway, let me start dinner and take you along. So I wanted to show you some options. We have this sweet and sour sauce that we had gotten from Hunan. This is some jalapeno salsa that you could definitely use because it has that sweet and spicy flavor. I'm assuming it's partially sweet. And then this duck sauce. And then one of Mark's co-workers made this chicken. Sorry, she didn't make chicken. She made orange marmalade. And so I'm going to throw that in there. I just threw a little bit of oil. I've already cooked my rice. My phone died, so I needed to charge it. I was not able to show you. I'm going to throw this chicken in there. These are also some lemons that I might put on the rice. I'm sorry. This is my bag of vegetables that I'm going to use, but I'm going to cook my onions first, and then I'm going to throw in the vegetables and then the chicken at the end, and then I'll start in with the seasonings, or the sauces actually. But I just got these out. You're not going to have the exact same ones, but you might have something similar. You could also use barbecue sauce. You could use like a tiny bit of ketchup with a tiny bit of soy sauce. Yeah, you could just leave it plain. Just add garlic, salt, or garlic powder, onion powder, or just add salt and pepper. Soy sauce is not optional in my opinion, but if you're allergic to soy, of course you wouldn't be using it, or if you don't have it, you wouldn't be using it, but you might have some packets from a friend, or if you stop by a takeout place. So, yep, I will show you what everything looks like when I'm done. I'm going to put my phone back on the charger for a bit. So this is my rice. I fluffed it up with a fork. I added half the onion to it. I added a teaspoon of salt. This is my stir fry. And this is what I ended up using. I ended up using the duck sauce, the jalapeno salsa, the sweet and sour sauce, and I ended up finishing this teriyaki marinade that I have been using instead of teriyaki sauce. This was from the Dollar Tree many moons ago. I'm not sure if they still have it or not. There's just a tiny bit left. I'm going to go ahead and dump it in there in a second. And then these are the cashew pieces that I keep in the freezer, sorry. I need to leave them out. They're tasting a little bit like the freezer. So this is what my food looks like. I didn't toast them. I thought, they'll warm up with the heat. That's Mark's. You can see it's a huge amount. But he's usually hungry when he gets home from work at night, so he'll eat it. And then this is what is left over for Kate. The stir fry, and then there's plenty of rice. I made 2 cups. So I'm going to go sit down and enjoy this, and then I have clothes on the line I need to go get. I will probably also add some soy sauce to this. So I don't use this for cooking because it's too expensive. I just use it for drizzling. So I will add that to it, and I'm going to go sit down and eat. Okay, what you see here are ingredients for the final meal of this video. You're just going to have to stay tuned to see what I make. But I will tell you that I bought all of these ingredients. Ooh, this doesn't look good. Man, I left it in there like a day too long. That really stinks. So I did go ahead and open up a can of green beans because I just realized that I didn't have a can of vegetables. So I was gonna try and get away with using those green onions, that green bell pepper, part of the green bell pepper for my vegetable. But I know y'all probably wouldn't let me get away with that anyway, and you saw it went bad, so shame on me. But we're gonna have pan-fried potatoes with the sausage, big surprise, I'm sure you figured it out already, and green beans. And I'm going to come over here and get some garlic powder, and I'm so glad I did this. This is so convenient. And some onion powder, and also some salt. I'm going to put those on the green beans, and then when I'm done, I'm just warming them up, but when I'm done, I will also put black pepper, sprinkle them with black pepper. So these are our plates. I did sprinkle it with pepper, and I just put a little dab of butter. I haven't put butter on Mark's yet because I'm going to put it in the microwave. We have a little bit of potatoes left, but I stop when I'm full usually, and I'm not going to eat to the point of being stuffed, and I know this is probably way more for me than I can eat, to be truthful, so I might just end up putting some of my potatoes back on there. But yeah, I'm going to leave those. I'll probably put those in a separate container. That would make a good lunch. I will say I've noticed that green beans lately have been very stringy. I haven't been real happy with green beans. They used to be my go-to canned vegetable. but haven't been real happy with them lately. So, but anyway, let me know if you guys have the same experience with green beans from a can lately, and if so, what you do to fix the problem. But Kate and I are going to go eat. We're going to watch some new Call the Midwife episodes. So I will talk to you later.